Hello Year 3 and welcome to Week 5 of Topic. And this week we're looking at drama and music as we bring our Robin Hood plays to life. Our learning objectives today will be to identify features of a play script, and the date is the 22nd of March 2021. So if you just write the date and the LO in your topic book, and then we'll begin the lesson. Very good. So yes, today we're going to understand the need for a play script. We'll determine how to plan a play script with the features included, and then we'll be writing our own play scripts for Robin Hood. Okay, let's have a go. So, as we know, over the next 2 weeks, and one of them was last week for Art Week, we're making a Robin Hood play. We already have our characters and our scenery, but now we're going to have to make our script. We're going to have to act perfectly, and we're going to get some music as well for the different scenes that we're going to do. But we have to start first at looking at how a play script is made and what features it has. So I'll give you a clue to start with. What features do you think that they have? I'll give you my clue, which is we need character names. What else do we need? Very good, yes. So we need to set the scene, we need speech, we need character directions. So are they moving around? We have to know. Stage directions. Okay, let's have a look at how we can make our own script then. So we need a list of the characters, a narrator. Now, do you know what a narrator is? Well, a narrator can tell the story, and usually when the narrator is telling the story, it's told in the past tense when we're writing in the script, whereas all of the other characters who are actually acting in it will be talking in the present tense. We need a screen description, and the narrator can often do that, and we need dialogue between the characters talking to one another, and stage directions in brackets as well, so we know that the actors won't make a mistake and read out the stage directions. So we're going to look at these step by step, and by then you'll be ready to start writing the Robin Hood play. So here's an example play script. It's not about Robin Hood, but this is what one looks like. So you'll have your characters' names on one side, the colon, and then we know that they're ready to talk. And in this case, Maria says, "Here, Kitty, catch this." And then it has something in brackets. It says she throws a ball of wool for the kitten, who leaps on it with a loud meow, end brackets. Now, because it's in brackets, Maria doesn't actually say that out loud. Those are just the directions for her to follow while she's acting. So she'll say, "Here, Kitty, catch this," and then she'll throw the ball of wool, and the kitten will leap on it and meow. So these bits in brackets we never say out loud. They're just the bits of acting that our characters do when they don't say anything. And look as well here, Mrs. Woods, crossly. So that tells her that what she has to say next, she has to say it crossly. "Shut that cat up! I'm trying to watch my quiz show." And then Maria, "Sorry, Mum." And then Mr. Woods, oh, here we go, "Shh." And then it goes loudly turning up the volume, TV volume, even more. And because that's in brackets, he's not going to say, "Shh," loudly turning up the volume. It doesn't work like that. He just goes, "Shh," and then he turns up the volume on there. Okay, there's an example. So the first thing that we need to come up with are characters. And play scripts usually begin with us coming up with a list and a little bit of information about each one. Okay? So we need to have a think about who our characters are going to be in this play. Well, in this case, in our example, we had Maria, and apparently she is an animal-loving young girl with a few human friends. Mrs. Sip-Smith was Maria's teacher, who's a strict disciplinarian. Mr. Woods, Maria's father, who's a dishonest bank manager. Mrs. Woods, Maria's mother, who hates animals but likes quiz shows and celebrity magazines. So probably they don't have an awful lot in common. Okay, that's the character list. How are we going to use that then? Well, here are our characters that we could use. We've got Robin Hood, we've got Lady Marian, Little John, and the Sheriff of Nottingham. Have a quick read through to see what those characters are like, and then we'll write a sentence each for the characters that you are going to use in your play. Okay, now that you've had a chance to read through, this is what we're going to do. Here's the character list that I made based on what I've read there. So Robin Hood, the happy hero in love with Maid Marian. Maid Marian, the beautiful, kind daughter of a nobleman in love with Robin. Sheriff of Nottingham, the evil villain wanting to capture Robin. And Little John, the big, strong best friend of Robin, a great warrior. Okay, so what I want you to do is pause the video and come up with your own character list and your own sentences to describe your characters and what they might do in your play. Okay, once you've got your character list, we will see if we can find any more adjectives to describe them as well. So you need at least 4 to describe your characters. So with Robin, we know that he's merry, confident, skilled swordsman and archer, and he's an outlaw as well. So we can use that to help us write our character list when we're writing about Robin. With the Sheriff of Nottingham, we know that he's evil, wants to capture Robin, he's selfish, he's rich. So we can write our character list with the Sheriff of Nottingham with these different things. And you must remember that once you start writing the script, your script has to match up with exactly the character description that you gave. So the Sheriff of Nottingham can't start acting all kind in the play. He has to be evil, selfish, rich, and wants to capture Robin, because that is the character that we are looking at. Oh, and he hates the poor as well. Okay, the narrator. Many play scripts have narrators. Now, they tell the story to the audience and tell them what's happening, and they often don't act, and they only really speak at the beginning of a scene, just to set the scene. So when we write our scenes, we'll start off with the narrator telling us exactly where we are and giving a description of the setting and who is there. Let's have a look at an example then. So, based on our example of the woods, we can see that in scene 1, the woods are in the living room. And it says there, as our narrator says, Maria's parents rarely spoke to her. No wonder her only friends were animals. Here they are on a typical Saturday afternoon. And then it will go into the dialogue and the characters talking to each other. So we'll see if we can fit in a narrator. I would like you to set the scene now in Sherwood Forest, telling the story as a narrator. What can you see around you? Who are the characters there? And what are they doing? Don't move on to any speech yet. Okay, now that we have done that and edited it, let's have a look at the dialogue. So think about what your characters will say to each other in the forest. And remember that we don't need inverted commas in a play script. It's not writing a story. It's not writing a book. You don't need them. It's just like the layout that we can see on the screen there. And remember that when writing dialogue, the character name comes first, followed by a colon, and then what the character says. Anything in brackets, they don't read out. The things that are in brackets, though, are the stage directions, and they tell an actor what to do or how to speak, and they're written in the present tense. Stage directions can be added in brackets when writing dialogue, and they don't read them aloud, just like there, the example that we looked at earlier. So now it's your turn. We're writing the opening scene, which has Robin jumping around the forest, taking from the rich and giving to the poor. He will also talk with his merry men. So that allows you to bring in the narrator to set the scene, and then afterwards have Robin talking with his merry men. Okay, the narrator will inform us what is happening, and then tomorrow we're going to finish the scene by looking at some music that we can include with the scene to finish the opening in Sherwood Forest. Brilliant. Remember to include these things. Now I would suggest pausing the video here, because this is your checklist for today's lesson. Make sure that you can include all of these things. Very good. And that's all that we have time for today. Can't wait to see those scripts, and we'll put them into action as we go through the week.